Gaura Hari, greetings everyone. So today I'd like to do the reading for Papamocani Ekadashi. The glories of Papamocani Ekadashi are described in the Bhabhishatara Purana in the conversation between Lord Krishna and Maharaj Yudhisthira. Once Maharaj Yudhisthira asked Lord Krishna, "My dear Lord Krishna, you have already explained the glories of Amalaki Ekadashi. Now please describe the Ekadashi which occurs during the waning moon in the month of March-April. What is the name of this Ekadashi? Also describe to me the procedure for observing this Ekadashi and the results." Lord Krishna replied, "O best of kings, the name of this Ekadashi is Papamocani. Now please hear its glories as I describe them to you. Long, long ago, the glories of this Ekadashi were spoken by the sage Lomash to King Mandita. This Papamocani Ekadashi occurs during the waning moon in the month of March-April. This Ekadashi takes away all one's self-reactions, destroys one's ghostly condition of life, and awards 8 kinds of mystic perfections." Sage Lomash said, "In the ancient time, Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, had a beautiful forest of flowers called Chaitrarata, where the weather was pleasant as a result of an eternal spring. The heavenly dancing girls such as the Gandharvas and Kinnaras enjoyed various sports there. Demigods headed by Indra used to come there and enjoy various exchanges. In that forest, a great sage named Medhavi, who was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva, was engaged in performing austerity. The Apsaras, or the heavenly dancing girls, tried to disturb the sage in various ways. Among the Apsaras, one famous Apsara named Manjughosha devised a means to captivate the mind of the sage. Due to fear of the sage, Manjughosha built a cottage a little away from the ashram of the sage and began to sing in a sweet voice accompanied with the musical instrument veena. On seeing Manjughosha, who applied sandalwood pulp on her body, wore a fragrant flower garland, and was engaged in singing sweetly, even the Cupid, who is an enemy of Lord Shiva, tried to conquer the sage, who was the devotee of Lord Shiva. One time Lord Shiva burnt the Cupid to ashes. Thus, remembering his previous enmity, Cupid entered the body of the sage in order to take revenge. At that time, sage Medhavi, who wore a white sacred thread on his body and who lived in the ashram of Chaivana Rishi, appeared as the second Cupid. The lusty Manjughosha slowly came before the sage. The sage Medhavi also became overwhelmed by lust and forgot his worshipable Lord. He gave up practice of devotional service and became so intoxicated in relishing the association of this woman that he even lost the sense of discriminating between day and night. In this way, sage Medhavi spent many years enjoying lusty activities. Thereafter, when Manjughosha saw that the sage had fallen down from his position, she decided to return to the heavenly planet. She said to sage Medhavi, who was engaged in conjugal affair, "O great sage, now please give me permission to return home." Then sage Medhavi replied, "O beautiful woman, you have come to me only in the evening. Stay here tonight, and you can return in the morning." On hearing these words of the sage, Manjughosha became frightened and continued to live with him for a few more years. In this way, although Manjughosha lived with the sage for 57 years, 9 months, and 3 days, still it appeared to be only half a night to the sage. Manjughosha again asked for permission from the sage to return home, but the sage said, "O beautiful one, please hear my words. This is only morning. Please wait till I finish my morning rituals." Then the Apsara smiled and said to the sage with amazement, "O great sage, how long will it take to complete your morning rituals? Haven't you finished yet? You have spent many years enjoying my association. Therefore, please consider the actual value of time." On hearing the words of the Apsara, the sage came to his senses, and after carefully calculating the time, he said, Alas, O beautiful one, I have simply wasted 57 years of my valuable time. You have ruined everything and spoiled all my austerities. The eyes of the sage filled with tears, and his entire body began to tremble. Sage Medhavi cursed Manju Ghosh in the following words: "You have behaved with me like a witch. Therefore you will immediately become a witch. O sinful, unchaste lady, shame on you." After being cursed by the sage in this way, Manju Ghosh humbly said to the sage, "O best of the Brahmins, please withdraw your heavy curse. I have spent many years in your company. O my lord, for this reason I am a fit candidate for your forgiveness. Please be merciful to me." The sage replied, "O gentle lady, what will I do now? You have destroyed my entire wealth of austerity. Still I am telling you the procedure for getting free from this curse. The Ekadashi which occurs during the waning moon in the month of March-April, which is called Papamocani and is capable of destroying all one's sinful reactions, if you follow this Ekadashi strictly and faithfully, then your ghostly condition of life will be vanquished." After speaking these words, Sage Medhavi returned to the ashram of his father, Sage Chaivan. As soon as Sage Chaivan saw his fallen son, he became extremely unhappy and said, "Alas, alas, O my son, what have you done? You have ruined yourself. You should not have spoiled your entire treasury of austerity simply by being captivated by an ordinary lady." Sage Medhavi replied, "O respected father, due to misfortune I have committed great sins in the association of an Apsara. Therefore please instruct me regarding the atonement of my sinful reactions." On hearing the pathetic words of his repentant son, Sage Chayana said, "O my son, by observing Papamocani Ekadashi, which falls during the waning moon in the month of March-April, all one's sinful reactions are completely destroyed. Therefore you should observe this Ekadashi." On hearing these kind words of his father, Sage Medhavi exhibited special enthusiasm in observing this Ekadashi. By the influence of this Ekadashi, all the sinful reactions of Sage Medhavi were destroyed, and he became very pious. Meanwhile, Manju Ghosha also observed this auspicious Papamocani Ekadashi and became liberated from the ghostly condition of life. She then regained her divine form and returned to heaven. After narrating the story to King Mandata, Sage Lomash concluded as follows: "My dear king, just by observing this Papamocani Ekadashi, all one's sinful reactions are automatically destroyed. By hearing or reading the glories of this Ekadashi, one achieves the result of donating 1,000 cows. By observing this Ekadashi, all kinds of sinful reactions resulting from the killing of a Brahmin, killing an embryo, drinking wine, and associating with one's guru's wife are totally uprooted. The purport is that since this sacred Ekadashi is all auspicious and is the destroyer of all sins, everyone should strictly observe this Ekadashi." Papamocani Ekadashi ki jai.